hours discussing all the particulars of what I wanted.
He's got that experience of negotiating with Riot, so there's plenty of places he could take it.
Right, so it was tough for them. Let's just say that it's worked out well for me. And I'm happy about this, right? Obviously, the homecoming is how Freya just framed it, and that's beautiful to see. First time Justin's going to be finding himself on a core Australian team. I want to make sure that people understand, right, that we always need an import. There always has to be an import. It's Regali, but Nedic is from New Zealand, right? And they say things different over there.
Does that count as an import to you guys?
No. It's from Oceania, but it's an Australian core of INS, Vexite, JKS.
Sure.
I wish it was like that in my neck of the woods. But also, Chad, would you agree that this is the most firepower ever on an Oceanic team?
Ooh, okay.
I mean, obviously, ever since you
retired.
Well, because, right, it's 2025. Do you remember what happened in 2015 in Cologne?
Oh, remind
me.
Remind me.
There you go. Thanks, Shanko. I don't know.
How could you forget?
Some of the most firepower you've ever seen. I don't know. I think this is the thing. Azza was in-game leading, right? He took over when they were Renegades towards the tail end, 100 Thieves. I think Jacob had some good firepower, but he was European. So
they had Gratisfaction as their opera. Like, no team with Gratisfaction on it can be considered as having the most firepower.
He's from
Nifty, though.
The 50.
It was a great game.
Look, I think this is probably why Justin decided it was time to go back home, right? Because I think Vexite, he hasn't lived up to the promise consistently just yet, but those peaks have been there. Nedic is the second coming of Christ, as we talk about the cathedral, so he can definitely bring the firepower.
Do you think he would have gone if Nedic didn't show some potential? If you did, because he had to have felt like the time is right for him to go back to honest. Like, he's like, okay, these guys can actually compete now. There's actually a team I could bring up to a new level.
Or
like the price is right, but yeah.
We fooled all of you. It's the end of his career. He's 29 years of age. It's over. He's just steal paychecks.
One last
this
run.
This is going to be a classic 0-2 performance from FlyQuest. They'll win one map. There'll be the opening map. Everyone gets excited. You guys will be here on the desk. I'll be going bananas. They're casting, and then it'll all fall apart. It's the classic story. Nobody be fooled.
He doesn't have that IGL gene in him to extend his career, you know, like Hunter's going to do for another 5 years.
I'm training him. That's why he's hanging out with me in TeamSpeak.
Yeah, that's why he plays so much Face It. He's getting lessons from Chad.
But look, I hope that they perform well. I'm on board. I think that he plugs and plays for Liaz very well. I hope he plays more like a Rops than a Shush. Maybe not a modern Shush.
Everyone does.
No, wow, Shush is a good player.
Shush is a solid player.
And NIP are here.
The NIP are here. That's actually where I was going to go with this next.
Of course you were.
You're actually lucky, yeah. I was going to go straight to NIP because they've picked up a couple. They've actually looking good. They've kind of gone away with Arizdos. They brought in Casper Sky. So this feels like a team risen through the VRS as well in the first season. They're poised to do some good things.
I'm smiling because I'm going to call him Kaspersky.
Yes, Snappy's system is going to be well protected, Chad. Am I right? Yeah, I don't know. It was great to see them in Astana, right? It was when they had a good result, which enabled them to get up higher in the rankings, so they get an invite here. And they're one of the more exciting teams to watch, I feel like, because first of all, we don't get to see them as often. They made the change, and we need to see if they'll be able to build on what we saw towards the end of last season.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I think one other team that I think is really important to mention in Stage 1 right now, and we all know Team Liquid coming into Cologne, this is a huge event for them.
No changes, though. You wanted changes.
Well, they brought in Flashy as a coach. That's a change.
Now, look,
they signed Shuhei full-time.
Flashy's a good one,
kind
actually.
Of a change, yeah.
Flashy's a good one. Why is Flashy a good one? Na'Vi, studied under Blade, did some coaching before with CLG Red, or were they FlyQuest Red? Either way, it was with one of those iterations. So he's got some tenure. I think the Na'Vi time he was with them when they won the major, going to be very important, but it's going to be interesting to see how he is a people person. Yes. He has to be behind them while the game's live.
I think, as you mentioned, all that Blade stuff and all the experience, there's a lot of reasons to be positive about it. And then the question mark that we would have is, you're going to Liquid as your first head coaching gig. That's a tough ask.
I think he's somehow...
Tell me about it.
No, I would know. Does anyone need any details? Please message me on Twitter. It's fine.
I think somehow he's managed to get into a tougher situation than me or you have to kick off the head coaching career, because, I mean, they're down in the dumps.
Feel my pain, Flashy.
If Liquid somehow messes up this play-in, or Stage 1, excuse me, they might not be at the major already. Like, their major chances might be shot because there's fewer opportunities there in terms of the amount of LAN games and whatever to accrue those VRS points. So this is it. This is the Super Bowl for them. Stage 1 is the Super Bowl, and they're going up against Pain in the opening game, you know, top 4 at the major. So it's not going to be an easy picking.
And their season started out horrendously, losing out on the EPL, the ESL Pro League.
Doesn't count. We don't talk
about that one. We're going to move past it.
We don't talk about that.
Okay.
Online Counter-Strike.
Cool.
Yeah. We love... No, we don't. We don't love online.
We have plenty of roster changes. We can spread those out across the next... I do want to get one thing that I feel like we have to do, because the game's going to start today. We have the Counter-Strike update. So for anyone who hasn't touched on it, can we talk about the update just a little bit? Obviously, the big headline is Overpass coming in, Anubis going out.
Added Funk vehicles. Obviously, they brought back Warcraft 3 mod. We have Hook in play.
Tasers are automatic weapons.
Yeah, shields are brought back in. Danger Zone will be coming in tomorrow. And no, Overpass, it's an exciting map. It's not.
Is it?
No, I lied. I did lie.
We don't know yet if it's an exciting map.
Come on, Jason. Justin.
It wasn't exciting at the end of CSGO.
Smoke bathroom. CTs play aggressive in 154 different ways. We have to sit and wait. Utility starts to fade.
Okay.
They drop back. They play safe in the side. They play 4B. They jump spot. Awesome.
Yeah, it's
gonna be
gonna-
lots of saving. Let's go.
Hold on, though. Yanko's the one person in the world who's excited for Overpass to return. He's pumped for it. He thinks it's going to be the best map in the pool, and go.
I don't think that it's going to be the best map in the pool. I think it's the best map pool we have ever since Vertigo was introduced for cash, because I think Overpass feels more like Counter-Strike than Anubis did, and the map has its challenges. It's huge. It's difficult for the Ts to rotate without, you know, the CTs being aware of it. So we'll see how it plays. It was there at the start of CS2 a little bit, but that's where everyone was still figuring out, you know, all the new changes, all the dynamics. The incendiary buff is much needed. I don't know if it's going to be sufficient.
Yeah, I want to stick on that because, Chad, I think I was at an event when this update came out, so I actually haven't played yet. But you've been grinding some Face It. I don't really. We know the MP9 accuracy, whatever. We know the economy buff is going to help in certain situations. But the incendiary is spreading faster. Could you tell the difference inside the server?
Look, I think in a couple of key areas, yes, for sure. And I think that's what they were hoping to mitigate with the change to the incendiary. I think about positions like long/banana on ancient.
Sure.
Right? So the fact before that it took a while to spread. First spawns are still going to beat it, still going to run through it, right? But you're hoping to do a bit more damage, get a couple more ticks on the players if they're going to try and rush through in areas like that. And also, I think more ancient talk would be like ancient middle. The fact that it spreads quicker, there's going to be less pathing opportunities for them to try and get
walk
behind
past
it.
at elbow, yeah.
Have to see how it plays for sure, but I think that it is a necessary buff. If it's enough of a buff, we'll find out. We know Valve, little by little, inch by inch.
Yeah.
It's the economy one, though, that's going to be the talk of the town.
The most important topic, money, right, Chad?
Money.
I think it's, you know, an interesting change because you talked about it, that they introduced a completely new dynamic to the economy where everyone gets, you know, extra money for just a kill that you get. For me, it's the biggest problem for the CTs is that hard reset, and obviously losing the second round after winning pistol when the Ts plant the bomb. I think the interesting one would have been if you just increased the money that the CTs get if they win by defusing the bomb, right? So it's 3,500. So if you bump that up a little bit more, so it gives them more money to play with in that second round. I think that could have been another thing that they could have done, but we'll have to wait and see how it goes.
Yeah, this is the thing, right? It needs to be a perfect storm in certain scenarios for the CTs to be able to maximize it, but they will have only had a week to practice on it. It's going to be better for the teams that weren't at Fisher as opposed to the ones that were, because they will know, like, this is the thing. I imagine would you practice on it during the tournament? Because you'd have to get a rollback version with rollback online
100% would have been, yeah.
Yeah, so this is the thing, right? So I imagine they already have some reps in their online pracs because the teams that they're playing against who were not at the tournament would have wanted to play the new version. So they're going to have a rough idea, but in terms of anybody mastering it, nobody will have that.
I was going to say, you might see some benefits of it here or there, but no team is going to be ready to have like planned for it, right? To create like a game plan with it in mind in any meaningful way.
I think this is the thing. The CT's economy needed something. Whether or not this is it, we're going to find out, but not today, not throughout Cologne, throughout the next 6 months.
Maybe like 8 months from now, actually, might be the next. I don't know.
That's a long-term prediction.
Yeah, that is. It felt very exact as well.
Why'd you go with 8 months?
I don't know. 8 felt really good at the moment.
Hard 8?
Hard 8, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys mark your
8
calendars
months to
at
the
home. Look, the fact that you know we might see more activation late rounds in terms of denying T's exiting bomb sites, which is what I thought the bomb change on certain maps would do, like Ancient, but it really hasn't been incentivized that way. So
maybe this is to build upon it, to add an additional incentive.
Yeah,
to go for the extra kills. Incentivization sounded like it could have been a real word.
I'm not a native English speaker.
Felt
so
that way.
Can't really help you.
But yeah, maybe you add this on top of the extra bomb radius, and there's more motivation to go for that.
I think overall it's a positive.
Yeah.
Just how positive, we'll find out.
You know what's a word?
What's that?
Ni hao. Chinese Counter-Strike is here, baby.
Yeah, it really is.
TYLOO winning an event.
Yep.
We have the Mongols in the final of the, an Asian team in the final of the major. So I think it's interesting. They get to have a rematch against VP in the first game. I don't know if that was just a one-off or if they will be able to repeat it. But I think it was very exciting seeing them first with the coach make the playoffs. And then once G comes in the playoffs, beat Astralis in a best of 5, where no one thought they stood a chance. It was pretty impressive.
Well, Fisher was an interesting one because there was a lot of teams that you took like a big picture look at and was excited to get your first glimpse of them. And a lot of them failed.
of them
Most of them failed.
It was kind of wild, you know. I was flying to the event, right, and I had so many teams on the flight with me. You know, I had like Complexity was there,
Yeah.
VP was there, Pain was there. Like for the first time, I actually wouldn't have minded if we didn't make it. I think it would have been maybe a net positive for the scene, right? But everyone's here, so we'll see. They'll get another chance to do better, Jason, and to impress you maybe this time.
Do better.
Jam Young the goat's right there.
Jam Young is
Jam Young the goat right there.
Yeah.
just sitting there.
Yeah, and then G, he doesn't have any ice cream just yet, but
No.
I'm sure. There was a compilation on Reddit.
saw it, yeah.
How cool was that? He was with Danking, and people put subtitles, and they were watching and celebrating, and it was really fun to quite watch. It's very entertaining, I thought. People should go check that one out. But yeah, I'm excited to see if TYLOO can back up their performance. I don't expect them to win this event, but their first task is probably the hardest, a head-to-head against VP, a week apart, with a map pool change. Good luck, my friends. Like, this is where you're hoping to see a cut. You guys are going to do a whole pre-match for that.
Yeah,
so
we don't have to dive too deep into it.
I won't cut your grass too much, but you're going to have to see some changes out of VP.
It was also weird seeing Kerrigan here like 2 days ago. It's like, wait, what are you doing here? Oh, that's right. You guys actually have to play stage 1. So another team that, you know, has fallen a little bit from graces, just bringing Brokey back into the active lineup and have to see whether, you know, some time on the bench is going to do him any good, and will they find a way to play better?
I didn't want to get into the phase thing because it's like I don't even know what to make of like the Brokey. You're just benched for the major and then we're bringing you right back. So I don't know, the phase in the play-in in the stage 1 is going to be crazy to see. It's very surprising. I don't know what to expect out of him coming back.
You just had to bring Brokey back for the aura for this event, because it was last year that the Liquid game happened and that crazy comeback from FaZe on Mirage and
Oh, that's right.
giving everyone the middle finger and yelling "F you."
That's true. He did make some content here.
It's crazy.
Regardless, that's it. That's it for the pre-show. Thanks, Chad, for joining us. It's been absolutely.
I have to leave now.
Yeah, you do have to leave.
It's a great episode, Chad.
Can't stay here.
Thanks, everybody.
Regardless, we're gonna head off to a break. When we come back, we're gonna get the rest of IEM Cologne underway on day 1. We got games coming up next. Stay tuned.
Bye.
Welcome to the 1x Bet on it. My name is Freya, this is Hugo, and we're going to be predicting which teams will go through stage 1 of IEM Cologne 2025 as our 2-0s. Let's start with one of the biggest ones, no pun intended, FaZe versus Big. Brokey's back in the mix. Is it going to be easy?
I think it's kind of crazy. FaZe in stage 1, that doesn't even make sense to me. They shouldn't be here on paper, but probably the favorite for the whole stage. They're more Astralis perhaps with the recent form. So I don't think, you know, Big in Cologne, it's great fun. You know, we love the idea, but it's not 2018. It's not going to happen. At least not for the opening round, I don't think.
No.
I'm buying FaZe every day.
100%. I caught up with them. We just did the lobby earlier. I said the same thing to Fraser, and I was like, I think a lot of people are really, you know, surprised to see him in stage 1. He was like, really? Do you think? It's like, I don't know whether you're baiting me or like what's going on here, but yeah, FaZe definitely going to win that one. They'll be facing the winner of Team Liquid Pain. That's an interesting one, particularly just coming off the major, right? You buying into the Pain stock?
It's scary because they had such a great major, but then we look at like even just Belgrade last week, the first event after the player break, and they kind of disappointed there. They got 2-0 by 3D Max, got eliminated there. And, you know, the height was the major. The question was, are they going to maintain that coming into the new season? And debut event, not so sure.
Yeah.
On the flip side, Liquid have like the biggest fire lit beneath them ever because they're like dropping out of the VRS rankings right now. They're losing stock massively. So even though I would go off of recent form and I'd say Pain are the favorites for sure, they are on the ranking, it's like Liquid need to win these games.
Yes.
Liquid need to get to the next stage. So I don't know. What do you think? Are you in or out on Liquid right now?
I don't know whether it's my head or my heart saying this, but like I want Team Liquid to do well, so I'm going to put them going through.
Yeah, I'm going to join you. I'm going to join you,
Yeah.
and also because we get the FaZe Liquid matchup
Let's
to
go.
go through the stage 2. And the funniest part for me is last Cologne. That was the last game of the group, if you remember,
Yes.
where FaZe pulled it all the way back. Like 10-1
Was
down
it
or something.
11-1
11-1
on
down on
Mirage?
Mirage.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
to think
God.
that that's a stage 1 game, not the playoff preceding matchup. So yeah, let's go Liquid.
So FaZe, first 2-0 team we're
Yeah.
thinking to be going through stage 1. Then that leads us on to 3D Max versus MIBR. I don't know, man. I don't know.
MIBR new player, inexperienced,
Yeah.
3D Max, like kind of chokers of the century in the big games, but this isn't a big game, so I think they're safe. But to me, they're just such a random team. They can win or lose any game.
No, exactly. I would say 3D Max.
Yeah,
I
I'll
would
join
put
you on that.
more certainty going through. They'll be facing the winner of NIP versus Heroic, which is very interesting because I was just talking to NIP. I was asking, is Kaspersky the real deal? Everyone's saying yes. Everyone's saying he has every single attribute, apparently. So,
I actually like the pick. I think NIP have been very aggressive on their building of the roster here. I've actually liked the changes they made. I'm glad they didn't wait too long with the double Portuguese players. They made a cut. You know, they were the most disappointing parts of the roster, which was surprising given how good they were on Saw and prior teams. But I would jump on the Heroic train, but they also just disappointed in Belgrade. So given that NIP went to their first LAN, made it to playoffs in Astana, or their first tier 1 LAN, made it to playoffs in Astana, have made a roster change with a young 18-year-old player, I'm all on board for NIP. I think they're going all the way.
okay, I'll co-sign that. 3D Max or NIP winning that one to go 2-0. What do you think?
NIP, I'm just going to stick on the NIP to stage 2.
Okay,
I
I love
think they've
this.
earned it. They've been grinding.
Yeah? Okay, cool. So FaZe, NIP.
Right, then, left. That's the shot. Oh, got my keys. I'll carry you. Flashback. Oh my, what the Don't worry, bro. I got your back.
Here at Face It, we try our hardest to get you the best POVs. Faceit.com/watch.
Wonderful to get to see you in the Virtus.pro jersey Perfecto. We've seen a couple of games go down at Fisher. Can you tell me kind of the main takeaways coming out of that event?
Like, I don't know, we just want to more practice, you know, because we have not many days before the
Test für Maurice. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Test.
Play. So we just want to fix it and try win more games.
You've obviously got a lot of experience under your belt. Was there like one thing in particular that you could point out that you think Virtus.pro as a team need to be working on at the moment?
I mean, yeah, sure, because, you know, when I come in, all guys see, like, we have a guy who can, like, help with something, so it's going to be, I think, fixed faster than they have with Flamus, maybe. So, I don't know, now I see it's all going to be good, but we need time, I think, so that's it.
Anything in particular that you've been working on?
Sorry, I don't understand this one.
Anything specific that you've been working on as a team?
No, it's just default, like synergy, communication, so nothing more.
All right, well,
Just communication, teamwork, utility, aim, mechanics. Like, yeah, probably need to work on all of those.
yeah, well, I was at Fisher. I got to see some of it face to face. There's a lot to work on at the moment. Yeah, it was a very rough step back into professional counter, which makes sense. It's been over a year. April 2024 is when he was benched by Cloud9. So I mean, it's been a long time since he played organized, professional, competitive Counter-Strike.
And there is definitely a thing of being on the bench for too long or being away from Tier 1 Counter-Strike for too long, right? So I think it's going to be tough a little bit for him to get back into the swing of things, but, you know, on paper, should be an upgrade.
Oh, yeah, it definitely should be. Although I'll say this, I mean, they're facing off against TYLOO to start things out at IEM Cologne. They did just play at Fisher a week ago to open up the event there as well, so a little bit of deja vu. But this time they're playing TYLOO without the coach. In Fisher, it was Zoking playing for G, who wasn't there due to visa issues. So Virtus.pro actually lost 0-2 to this team, who is playing with their coach standing in.
Yeah, it doesn't sound too good when you put it that way. And for me, it's just the bigger storyline here is, like, this might be Electronics' last season in Tier 1 Counter-Strike.
Sure.
It feels like. Because, you know, ever since the Navi stint ended, the Cloud9 stint didn't go all too well. He was with Perfecto in that one. Now in VP, hasn't been admirable. I mean, they've been struggling. They've been changing like 4 coaches, 7 players, constant changes around the team. And in the IGL role, right, it feels like they have to do something this season, something to give you hope that there's light at the end of the tunnel. Otherwise, I mean, it makes sense for them to just move on.
Are you holding on to that hope, or do you think this VP has like a new level they can hit? Because like when I watch them play, I'm like, I don't understand how this team isn't significantly better performing, isn't getting better results than they currently have. Yeah, Electronic as an IGL, I think there's still plenty of questions you can ask there. Perfecto just coming in, obviously we have to see that, but Flit, Fame, like these guys are unreal. Icy's a really talented up and coming opper. Now you have Finn behind them as a coach who brought up Shiro and Axel and Gambit youngsters. Like they have a lot of things going for him on the VP side.
Yeah, I want to believe, because we're talking about bloody Electronic, aren't we? We're talking about the Robin to the Batman that was simple, right? Like one of the best riflers in the world towards the end of CSGO. Look at him, he was like top 7 4 years in the HLTV rankings, right? I mean, that's very impressive. He was just fun to watch, man. Like he's a great player. And then obviously the issues with the roster and changing teams, and maybe everything isn't great. Now you're the IGL, but I really hope he can sort of regain some of his individual form while being able to lead this team on a good level, because you mentioned it. I mean, Fame and Flit were great in Outsiders in that major. Flit has been a great player for a while, and you really look at the team and you're like, you should have everything.
Dude, I really like Icy in this team too. Like you can go down the list. I think Icy's a cool player. So yeah, I mean, I guess maybe if Perfecto, as we see, if he, in this comeback, in this little rise back, if he continues to improve and continues to play better, maybe it could activate something in this team. But I don't know. It's like I want them to be better. It's just it never gets there. Let's switch over talking about TYLOO. They just won Fisher, Jem Young, MVP. Pretty god tier performance. TYLOO's riding a high they haven't had ever yet in Counter-Strike.
I mean, if ever there was going to be a Chinese team making a run at an event, this was the most unlikeliest of it. Not because of TYLOO, but they had their coach for the first 3 games, and he actually did fine. Jem Young was incredible, winning the MVP, first Chinese player to do so at a big event, right? And it was just so cool.
Correct? Like even going back to like 1.6, I think.
Yeah, well, we didn't have.
Yeah, they weren't consistent, but we can baselessly state it here.
Yeah, we are great about baseless claims lately. So here's another one. But yeah, I think it was awesome seeing like all of them huddled up. Yeah, here it is around the MVP medal as well, like sort of checking it
like,
out.
Ooh, look how shiny.
Yeah, just a great sort of accomplishment. I mean, obviously for this team, but also for Chinese CS in general.
I think that's kind of one of the themes too. That's one thing that I really like about this team. Really like listening to G, but between TYLOO and Lin Vision at the major, with the runs they had and the promise that they showed and the improvement they showed, everyone's talking about, we're all here for Chinese Counter-Strike. It's not so much I'm trying to win the major, I'm trying to win the MVP. Everyone's looking to raise Chinese Counter-Strike to a new level, and I think they have. I mean, I think they've accomplished that goal. Asia has got to be the second best region in Counter-Strike at the moment.
You said it, Jason, and it sounded funny at the time. Like maybe you were just trying to.
Maybe we're going for some edgy, a little hot take.
Trying to do a hot take, right? But all of a sudden, first tournament of the season, Chinese team wins it. Mongols ended the season with a major grand final appearance and an admirable fight against Vitality. So yeah, who knows? And so many times for a team, they just need a win to really start believing. I think it was also Call Me Sue gave an interview during Fisher talking about, up until recently we were always like we didn't really believe we could win against European teams, but after we had a couple of wins at the major and leading up to it, now we are coming into these games with confidence. We're coming into these games like we're the better team, and that can just be so powerful.
What are the chances of Overpass? Electronics liked Overpass, Virtus.pro's liked Overpass. Surely this is a team that picks up Overpass as it re-enters the pool.
Honestly, if they hadn't played Fisher, I would say the chances were pretty high, but because they were at the, I mean, they didn't.
You never know, they could dabble in it.
They didn't stick around for long.
It's like riding a bike. It'll come right back to you.
Because the last time when they played at Fisher, Anubis was the pick of Virtus.pro, right? Yes. Obviously not available anymore, so do they go straight for Overpass? Do they go for something like
За бүгдэнд мэндийг хүргэе. IEM Cologne 2025 тэмцээн өнөөдрөөс эхлэж байна. За ямар ч бас өнөөдрийн хамгийн ихний тоглолтоор TYLOO-гийн эсрэг Virtus.pro богор тоглолтыг эхлэх бэлэн болсон байна. За яг одоо map бит гарч ирж байгаа. Захны map-ийн хувьд бол TYLOO-гаас Inferno сонгосон. За зөрүүлээд Virtus.pro багаас бол Overpass-ыг оруулж ирж байна. За Overpass-ийг гэх юм бол бас нэмэгдээд удаагүй байгаа. Сайн хэдхэн хоногийн өмнө орж ирсэн map-эл дээр. Anubis гараад оронд нь бол бас буцаад эргээд ороод ирсэн байна. За Decider-аар за Mirage үлдэж байгаа харагдаж байна да. За энэ хоёр багийн хувьд бол бас саяхан 7 сарын 16-нд Virtus.pro гэдэг тэмцээн дээр бол учраа таарад за тухайн үеийн тоглолтын дээр бол TYLOO Virtus.pro багийг 2-1-ээр хожижсэн байгаа даа. Anubis болон Inferno гэсэн хоёр мапыг тоглоод 13-9-оор Inferno дээр хожоод 16-14-оор Anubis дээр хожсон. TYLOO гэх юм бол бас яг Virtus.pro гэдэг тэмцээнд авраг аваад бас нэлээд шуугуулад байгаа. Зарим Virtus.pro багийн гэх юм бол бүрэлдэхүүн солигдсон Perfecto буцаад ороод ирсэн. Өнгөрсөн тэмцээн дээр амжилт гаргаж чадаагүй ч гэсэн ерөнхий бол бүрэлдэхүүн солигдоогүй байсан болохоор бас хаар үзүүлэлт гаргасан гэж бол өөрөөсөө ярьж байгаа. За энэ одоо хэр бэлдсэн байна уу? Реда. За гармоны раунд. Virtus.pro-гийн default City талаас эхэлж байгаа юм байна. B дээрээ 4, A дээр 1 гэсэн хамгаалттай. За стак руу нь явахгүй яг л ганц хүнтэй сайт руу төгсөж байгаа харагдана да TYLOO-гаас энэ голоор 4 тоглогч контактн дээр л орох гээд байна да. Зарж смок ороод ирсэн. Ice хүмүүстэй мэдээлэл өгөн. За Ice-ийг бол амьдрах ёстой. За гол хүүгэд орсон гэдэг мэдээлэлээр Vegas тусламжийн ус гүйж ирэх хэрэгтэй байгаад байна. Ice хэр удаан амьдрч чадахгүй. За TYLOO-гаас бас нэг айхтар дайрсангүй тийм даарч смок руу хүүгэд орсон. Банана 3 дайрсан. Jamyang нэг Jamyang 2 дахь нь Jamyang 3 дахь байна уу? Jamyang-ийн буудлууд бол эвгүй гарсан савсан. За энд Бэгэр дайрсан хүмүүсийг бүр зуурчлаа да. Энэ хооронд бол бомб А дээр тавигдчихж байгаа юм байна. 2-5. Perfecto улаан. Хэд тэнд бараг сэвл гэж үзэх юм болоо да. За Jamyang ч гэсэн өнгөрсөн тэмцээн дээр MVP авсан шүү дээ. Маш өндөр үзүүлэлттэй тоглолтыг гаргаж ирсэн. Саармрын сэвлүүлэхгүй. Perfecto унгаад. Тэнд. Сайд нь ганцаарх гэсэн. Jamyang. Саарманы раундыг маш цэвэрхэн авч байна. За Virtus.pro гэх юм бол багийн залуу тоглогч Flames-ийг бенчд суулгаад оронд нь Perfecto-г оруулаад ирсэн. Өнгөрсөн тэмцээн дээр бол Perfecto орж ирээд бол бас нэг айхтар тэгж мундаг үзүүлэлтийг гаргаж олж чадаагүй. Уг нь бол цаасан дээр илүү баг нь Virtus.pro байгаа даа. TYLOO-г болгож боломж хангалттай. За Force by round. Армартай SMG гарбуунууд. TYLOO-гоос шууд зөрөө бэрэн бүгд ороод ирж байгаа. Их стак руу ороод ирсэн дээ. Jamyang хин үнийг тархитан ч гэсэн бүгд чадсангүй мөсөө яа за. Стак руу ороод ирсэн. Балраад энэ Плитийн 2 дийл. Арбуугаар 2-ыг бариад авч байгаа. За бэр оруулсангүй. Чи Mercury 2 үлдэж байна. Яг олон хүнтэй сайт руу гүйж ороод баларчлаа да. За 1 минутын хугацаа бол байгаа. Бомбтой өөртөө. B дээр бол смоктай байна. Дахиад B рүү орно гэдэг бол хэцүү харагдаж байна. Mercury смокын дотроос хог түүгээд байгаа. За смокор зүрх гараад ирсэн Fame. Энд ямар амар адзаа үйл тоглолт хийгээд байна да. Амиа орчлоос орж ирээд. За дахиад смоктой торгоочж байгаа. 40 секунд. За Perfecto and Other ороод ирсэн. Буцхайг нь барьцсан. Мэдээлэл аваа тоглоно. Хүн харагдах юм бол шүү сайт руугаа гүн. 2-3 авах боломжтой. За Perfecto-г нэг даачдгүй юм бол энэ за мэдээллийг нь авсан. Араа гүгэд өрөөд ирж байгаа. За Б-гийн тусламжийн хоёр тоглогч яран хурдан ирж амжих нь уу? 20 секунд. Perfecto бүр апс руу гарна байгаа. Сайтаа өгөө тоглолцож байгаа. Арчер тойрсон. За Б дээр хоёр тоглогч бол Араагаа ирсэнгүү дээ. Ямар нэгэн чимээ сонсогдохгүй байгаа болохоор Б дээр үлдчихэж байгаа юм байна. За сайт руу хоёулаа гүгэд ороод ирсэн. Бомб тавигдана. За Perfecto энд хүмүүс үлээ штэ. Гол нь амьдрах хэрэгтэй. Хүнийхээ давыг ашиглаж тоглох гэж үзэнтэй. Кит байхгүй маа нэг асуудал нь. Perfecto-гийн дийгэл шот. За нэг биедээ өөрөө улаачж байгаа. Хоёр хүн хүлээхэр шийдсэн. За чинь TYLOO-гоос бол G тэнд бүр аачаар тойрчж байгаа юм байна. Mercury хүү ямар амар спрей вэ? Хоёулын спрейтэй бариад авлаа. За Perfecto энд уулаа. Бууга армраас эвлэх баха. Яа, Меркуригийн буутал дүр. Амар орж ирлээ. За 2 дэг. Force by round алдаж байна Virtus.pro-гоос. За энэ тоглолттой зэрэг нөгөө талд бас B стримийн тоглолтууд Gamer Legion, Complexity гэсэн 2 баг бол тоглож байгаа. За IEM Cologne 2025 үеийнх юм бол Stage 1-ийн тоглолтууд өнөөдөр эхэлж байна. Нийт 24 баг орж байгаа тэмцээн. Stage 1-д бол 16 баг байгаа. Force by round алцээх раунд орж ирнэ. За stage 1 16 багаас цааш stage 2 руугаа нийт 8 баг нь гарч ирнэ. Stage 2 дээр бол Vitality, Mouse, Spirit, Falcons, Mongols, Aurora Gaming, G2, Navix 8 баг бол хүлээж байна. Stage 2-ын тоглолтууд болохоор 26-наас эхэлнэ. За голын эзлэг. За бүүний даваатай. Энэ удаад бол А дээр стаклж байгаа Virtus.pro-гоос. Armor-гүй гар буунод. За Deagle 57-тэй. Stack руу нөрөл бас аюултай штэ. За ямар ч бас номын сонгоод улууч смогтоод Archer-ын тойроод City-гэр B рүү зүглэхээр л харагдаж байна да. За би сплит орж ирж байгаа юм байна. Бананаас 2, төрдгөөр нь 3. Флит энд ганцаархна. За флит чинь бүр кино шиг л буудалд оруулах хүн болвол авч чадхааргүй л харагдаж байна. Ганц ч кил хийж чадсангүй Б хоосон. За 3-ыг болох юм тодорхой. За TYLOO ч өмнөх учраан дээр Inferno-го хожицсон л доо. Дахиад хожих боломж бол байна. Өмнөх Inferno дээр 13-9-оор хожсон. 11-1-ээр бэрээс сольсон юм биш үү бүр. Тэр ортлоос 11 раундыг дараалж авсан юм байна. TYLOO. TYLOO-гийн тэр орталж ивгүй юм байна да. Exit frag хийх гэ бананы ханаар дээрээ суудсан байгаа даа. TYLOO-гоос л хойшоо гарахгүй л гэж юм да. Угаал хүсэхгүй. За цэвэрхээр раунд авсан. Буу олцсонгүй. За Virtus.pro-гийн өвч гэсэн бас өөртөө террор талаас илүү сайн тоглолтог баг. State талаас нэг 4-5 раунд авчиход бол бас дайжгүй байж магадгүй л харагдаад байна шүү. Байр сольчул. За маш чухал баяр хаамт штэ Virtus.pro-г алдуул мэдгүй болно. IC ямар ч гэсэн аптай гараад ирсэн байгаа. Big амгаалт 3. IC-г ап болвол тэнд апс татцсан сууж байгаа. За бананы эзлэгээ. Тулгаад дээврийн флаш нэрфлит. Кил. За тулсан хүн бол байсангүй. Ямар ч гэсэн тулгаад эзэлчихэж байгаа юм байна бананыг. Бананы контролыг бол амаргүй өгөхгүй л гэж байна. За бананы смокийг дуустал электр шийдэж байгаа юм байна да. Электроник R3-д ирсэн. Нагийн хамгаалтыг 3 болгоод. За голын эзлэг ямар ч TYLOO-гаас. Ааш смоктод хол флашн дээр орж ирнэ. За IC-г опны бодолтод хэр байх нь вэ? Энд гэхдээ үндэ А дээр гол эзлээд B рүү үнсэн тоглолт орох гэдэг байна да. Бомбтой хүмүүс B рүү төгж байгаа. Бэг хамгаалтан дээр Fame, Fleet 2. За электроник гадарлах нь уу? Арч хүн орцож магадгүй гэдэг арч хараад байгаа. Тусламжаар явах нь явахгүй нь. За City Smoke, Consi Smoke-д ороод ирсэн. B дээр мэдээлэл ирж байна. Гол нь гүйж орч чаддгүй харагдаж байна да. Молидо зогсооцсон. За тэр CT-г хоёр тоглох шин тайминг хий таарах. Электроник бол төрдгөө хаяад гүйчж байгаа бэр рүү шууд. За CT-ийн тайминг төрдгөөс хоёр хүн электроник сонсож байгаа. Нэг электроник хоёр хүн байцг улаалгаа үлдээчихэж байгаа юм байна. Смокер ороод ирсэн флит. Буудаж амтсан гүйчлээ. За Фейм гендаж байгаа. Хоёр хүн шахаад ороод ирнэ. Фейм гендагаад байна. Хоёрыг унагсан. Бог нүдэн дээр нь тавиад байдаг. Гуравт хүн сум дуусчихж байгаа юм байна. Чи нэг эсрэг хоёр. Татсустай. IC араас нь. Яа, яг л таарчлаа да. Virtus.pro бай раунд авч байна. За Фейм сая бүр маш их юм хийчлээ. Тэр Dark дээр бүр арай л удаан амьдарчлаа. За ямар ч байсан чухал бай раунд авч байна Virtus.pro-гоос. TYLOO-гийн хувьд бол мөнгө төгрөгтэй. Бутан бай гараад ирнэ. За G-гийн оп гарч ирж байгаа харагдан да. За B дээр IC-г оп хийж байгаа. TYLOO-гоос ямар ч байсан банан эзлэнэ гэж смок нийлсэн. Яа, алах боломж болойлоо. Буудал байсангүй. Гэхдээ смок зүрүүлээ флит. Жамьянгийн спрейдэд смокер алчиж байгаа. Буст харсан. Хөлн ардчиж байгаа. Ёо чи. Хоёр хүний нэг зүгт бустлсан байгаа штэ. Автод олж флит. За буудал байдгүй. Одоо смоклох байхаа. Ганцаархан бэдэр үлдсэн байгаа даа. Заагийн хамгаалалт 3. Голыг бол хайчиж. Занчирс Фэм электроник хоёрыг бэрүүгөө яваад байна шүү хоёулаа хамтдаа. Тэр нэг хүний үлдээчихэж байгаа юм уу? Заарч эзэлж байгаа гэсэн мэдээлэлээр үлдэхээр шийдсэн. Perfecto. Одоогор бол ганц ч кил хийгээг байгаа тоглогч. Тагтан дээр шортооч харах хэрэгтэй, аагчаач харах хэрэгтэй, смок орончос хүн гараад ирж магадгүй нэлээд эвгүй байдал дээр зогсоод байгаа. За шорт ор, тааштай гараад ирсэн. Ёо Мозия, Меркури. Сайт нь хоёр хүнийг бариад авч байгаа. Дээр бомб тавьсан. Яа, за чи буудалтаа алдсангүй. Флит тэнчнээс буугаас авлах байхаа. 4-1. За TYLOO баг. 4 дахь раундыг өөрсдөө болгож байгаа юм байна да. Флитээс ямар ч байсан хүнийхээ опыг сэвлээд. За асуудал гэвэл мөнгөгүй юм байна Virtus.pro. Дараагийн раунд руу бол бүтэн байвал гарч ирч чадхааргүй харагдаж байна. Virtus.pro багаас тайм аут. За хоёр багийн хувьд бол HLTV ранк Virtus.pro World ранкаар 15 бичигдэж байгаа. TYLOO-гийн хувьд гэх юм бол 16 руу орж ирсэн. 22-т явж байсан шүү дээ. Өмнө нь л. Яг л дээр дороо байгаа хоёр баг байгаа даа. За мөн төр хэцүү. Сая нэг M4 байлж гаргах юм. За шавхчжээ, шавхаж. 2 M4, 1 SMG, 1 гар буутай. IC оп авчиж байгаа юм байна. IC-г хаан тоглож байна. Тэр шортоос авч байна. За флит дахиад дээгүүн флашаар тулхан дээ. За зөрүүлээ флашнд орсон. Гарч чадсангүй. Молли дуулаа. За флит яах дайрах гэдэг нэг үү? За флашаар гарна л гэж юм да энэ дөр. Флит бол байлтчийл гэдэг байна. За Фэм бол хүндээ флаш бэлтцсэн байгаад байгаа. Флит. За нэгэн дээр гараад оруулаад авах шийдсэн. За банан дээр бүр тавуулаа тулаад өрөөд ирсэн байна TYLOO-гаас. Огнуудаа хийгээд бэрэг үгэд орно. За флаш нэр бүгд ороод ирсэн. Флит цайчлаа. Өөр хүн флаш нь зарж яач өгсөн. За бим байн даавг нь олвол электроник флит нийсэн. Одоо амьдрах хэрэгтэй. 3-2 хүний давтаа ямартай ч аагаас 2 долчин гүйж ирж байгаа. Атакер зяавч совсоор өглөөлөө. Бомбо тавиад. Сэтиг смок хийгээд кит байхгүй юм байна штэ. G атакер 2. За консоор гуруулаа гүйж гарч ирэх юм да. Огнууд бол байна. Атак дээр моли ороод ирсэн. Бигл зүр сонголтгүй. Техник хил. За шатаад өгчөж байгаа. За G 1-2. Апын шот буудалтай алдсан. Гар буу гараад ирсэн. 1-2 G нэгтгэн. IC. Яа за буудалтай алдсангүй. Үй цаггүй юм шүү. Кит аваад. За амжих байхаа. Кит авчлаа. За ямартай ч 10 байтер раунд авчиж байна Virtus.pro-гоос. Бас нэлээд өөр раунд байлаа шүү сая. За фейм бол Б-гийн сайтанд орол хийх юм хийчихэд шүү. Сая харахгүй бас тэр феймийн 2 кил чухал байлаа. Энэ дараа кит унцсан юм шүү феймийн кит. Энэ кит байхгүйсэн бол TYLOO раундыг авах байлаа. TYLOO-гоос мөнгө төгөр байна. За флаш өвдөлтөд орлоо доо. Фейм трейдинг хийсэн. За фейм ухахгүй ч нөө. Фейм их зогсоод энэ 2 гүн гад. За атакерын трейд. Фейм болж их өөртөө ихтэй тоглож байна. 3-3. За смок дэсэн болохоор гүйж орсонгүй атакераас. Тусламжаар электроник бэй дээр өрөөд ирсэн.